African bachelor, but we are now moving into a different space, man. You know, folks, you know, I always tell you that the people that inspire me are those who have a great story, and the story is always about how they persevere, man, and how they know that you can start from nothing and yet grow to something. My next guest, man, she is now the host of Business Trends on TV, and the success story to this point is simply amazing. Let me shut up now. Now put your hands together. Show some love for Enyonam.
KSM.
Welcome to the show, man.
Thank you. It's a dream come true.
It is. Oh, wow. Let me tell you something that's very, very fascinating, man. She came to tell me about a program she was organizing, right? I seen her once on TV, and I thought, this lady has talent, right? But she came to tell me about the program she was organizing, and as she told me about the history of her schooling and everything, I said, wow, what a perfect guest. Do you want to be on my show? So she's here to the show, so that's what I was very, 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 very impressed with your story. Number one, your tenacity, the perseverance. And do you always want to be in media?
No. My dream growing up as a child, back in the days in JHS, was to become a nurse.
A nurse?
Now, this is what happened. One time I was very ill. My dad took me to the hospital. The injection the nurse gave me, I said, no.
You'll be a nurse.
I've changed my mind.
Why, it was painful?
It was very painful. I won't be a nurse again. So when I got to SHS, I was studying secretarial course for 4 years in Snaps College. The last year in school, at Snaps is a secretarial vocational school, so you do 4 years. So in my third year at school, I had an advert about people who want to become radio TV presenters. So I told my dad, I want to go for this course. He said, no, be at where you are, finish your school, and become a secretary. I had a lot of weird stories about secretaries and their bosses too. I'm like, no, I don't want to do this. I want to go to this radio and TV school. And it was for Ahuma Boss School, Best Media Works. Okay. Yes. Okay. So I managed to convince my dad, and I went for Best Media Works. And my typing master, Mr. Osei, was very angry because I was one of the best students when it comes to typing. I was very fast. So I skipped snaps or classes, and then I'll go to Best Media Works to go and study. And he was not happy. I finished Best Media Works. I finished Snaps College. Now, my hostel happens to be in Latebio Koshi. So every time we go to school, I see the Radio Gold station. One day, I was passing in front of Radio Gold. Then I walked inside. And the first person I met was Roland Aqua Stevens. And I told Roland, hello, sir. I'm done with SHS. I want to do something. Is there any work around? He said, hey, madam, we are not hiring. I said, well, give me something. He said, okay, you know what? A receptionist comes from morning 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. After that, we have calls, but there's nobody to respond. Okay. So if you're interested, go and come back the next day. I'll get the HR to attend to you, and we'll see how best we could help. So that you can handle the evening calls. Exactly. I see. The next morning, before he comes, I was at the gate. He said, hey, madam, you are here? I said, yes, I'm here. So he introduced me to the HR, and then I was given training how to pick calls, how to transfer calls, and all that. Then I started. So you started at 5 p.m. that day? Yes. So I come for 5, I close at 10 p.m. So 6 months down the line, one day B.B. Manson, who happens to be the program's manager, came to the station. After I was monitoring an ever program that runs on Radio Gold called Lolonyo. So one day I was there at the reception doing my normal work, and then a call came through. Hello, madam, is that you? I said, yes. Okay, get ready. This evening you are going on air. I said, hey? Yeah, but you said you want to do it. I said, yes, I'm ready. It's okay. Well, the regular host was not going to be there? She was not around. She's traveled. So he said, get ready. I'll allow one of the DJs go with you to the studio so you can go and do what you said you want to do. I'll be monitoring. I said, okay. So it was time 7 p.m. and then DJ Gospel came around and we went to the studio. The stick tune for Lolonyo was played. And then you took over? I took over. People were amazed. The workers, they were like, I said, is that you? It's not Beatrice. I said, yes, it's me. So the love and passion for radio started. Let's just rewind just a bit, because I brought you here specifically because everything you say you do is what I tell the young ones when I go out and talk to them. Right. That sometimes it's not even about the money. No. But the passion and the perseverance. You went there and says, you just put me on, and you were happy to be working from 5 to 10 without pay. No. How long? I did that for close to a year before I received my first allowance, 100 Ghana cedi.
That's so lovely. But that's the idea. You see the sacrifice? She did it for almost a year before she received the first allowance. But that's what fascinates me about your story, because I keep talking about it, and it's very interesting when I run into somebody who's actually doing it. So you had an interest in radio. You got in through the front desk, being a receptionist from 5 to 10 p.m. You wanted to co-host a show because you thought it was something you could do, and they thought you were not serious. But the person, the hostess, didn't show up, so you had to go and fill in, and bam, you were hit. Wow. So
I did that from 2008 to 2009. Then I said, let me further my education. So I applied to JE University College to study diploma in journalism, and I was admitted. So I did 2 years at JE. Then after JE, I went to AUCC, Africa University College of Communications, to further my education, to do my degree. I did PR and advertising. On campus, get what happens. Because my dad and mom, my mom is a petty trader. My dad also is a farmer. He's not a commercial farmer, but a normal farmer. The school fees is huge. So I decided, what can I do on campus so I could help myself? Then this idea of Sobolo came along. So when my colleagues go to school and they are walking in their heels, and I am carrying my Sobolo back. Sobolo on campus. So when you go to AUCC today, and you mention Enyonam or Gifty, nobody will remember who she. But I will say, they are not on Sobolo. Everybody knows me.
So okay, sorry for cutting you. So you had to sell Sobolo.
Yes.
But before then, you know, how was your financial situation? Because Snaps and then the broadcasting school, how were you finding all of that before that?
So with Snaps College, my dad and mom supported me.
Okay.
Now when I got to Radio Gold and I worked there for a year before going to school, I met a few people. You know, with a receptionist, you meet a lot of people who walk in and out. So I got a very good network with a lot of people. So when I showed my result that I want to further my education, I got a few good people who came along. Supported me through the 2 years diploma and then moving on to do my degree.
You're a typical example of people that I talk about, you know, because I always tell them to build your network. You know, do some voluntary thing, work with some organization, but build a network. And you were building a network as a receptionist. And that's what you capitalized on to go further.
Through my diploma and then my degree. So I rented a single room apartment. Letter B, of course, so I had to pay that room. I had to pay for food. I mean, take care of myself. So the Sobolo was helping.
Yeah, so we need the power.
Listen, you don't know. It was very good.
Had a special recipe.
I'm telling you, my lecturers who realized that this girl was doing business, when they come along, Ogo and then Isaac, they say, hey, well, yeah, child, they're now open Sobolo. They say, Sobolo, best friend to me table. So, you know, I always give them one bottle of Sobolo so I could be able to sell my Sobolo comfortably to my classmates whilst I was studying. So it's not been easy, but I love to earn money the good way. I love to boast about money I earn, and I don't give opportunity away like that, you know. So
you take advantage of every opportunity.
Every little opportunity, unless, of course, I do not want it or I'm not interested. But when my interest is there, I would always go for it. I'll approach you and talk to you.
Fantastic. Let's talk about, you know, and so it was only one time, I don't know what happened, I was flipping through channels, that I saw a friend of mine, Cecil, and because I know somebody, I saw somebody I knew, I held on a bit. So I was watching Cecil, you know, and then I found this very charming lady interviewing him, asking the right questions. So I said, what program is this? You know? And then later on, somebody else came on. Apparently, you have arranged that when you're speaking with an accomplished entrepreneur, you bring a startup.
To hang out with.
You know, somebody. Oh, this is a great idea. You know, and that's, trust me, that's all I've seen of business trends. You know, and then fast forward, she was into my office because she's going to be having
1 year anniversary. Biz Trend.
Let's talk about how you emerged into business trends, the program itself.
So somewhere 2016, 14th June, a friend of mine told me about a gentleman called Papa Jingles. he owns one of the digital platforms, that search for this man and become his friend because of your radio presentation. Maybe he might give you a platform on his network. So quickly I searched for him. I sent a friend request. It took like a week for him to confirm.
You hit him through Facebook?
Yes. So it took like a week for him to confirm. Then I introduced myself. I gave him a little brief about myself, what I do and all that. And I asked him, you know what? I want you to listen to my program on radio, even though you might not understand my language. So he listened for a week, 2 times. The 3rd time, then he said, oh, Enyonam, I don't understand the every program, but I enjoy your music, and especially the way you present with the music. That is what I enjoy. You know what? Why don't you put together a concept, bring it to me, and let me air it for you for free? I said, really? He said,
so
yes.
even though he didn't understand the program,
yes.
he enjoyed the delivery.
Exactly. He enjoyed the delivery. So quickly, I thought we were in a political season, so why don't I write something about politics? I wrote a script, I forwarded it to him, he looked through, and then he said, okay, shoot the promo, and then start shooting episodes whilst I play the promo for you. The obstacle and the challenge was that you book the MPs, the aspiring MPs and those ones, they were not available. So it became a little bit of challenge. But I asked myself, Enyonam, you were doing radio, you would want to do TV. So are you going to let this opportunity just slide off like that? I said, no. Why don't I do something? So I started observing the concept we have on TV. And I said, okay, let me do something on business. So I wrote my concept, thinking of the twist and making it so lively and easy for everybody to just understand. So after writing the concept, I forwarded it to him again. He loved it. We shot the promo. And then he said, okay, the promo is good. But then you know what? Before that, I also did a part-time at a media school, teaching radio and TV presentation. But one thing led to the other. I was laid off because of certain few challenges. However, when this opportunity came for me to host a program on TV, I said, look, the little I've gathered in my account, I'll use it to start Business Trends. And then Business Trends started on 7+ TV. And then here we are today. We're a year old. We featured a lot of dignitaries who have passed through Business Trends and a lot of startups who have gotten mentors for themselves as a result of Biz Trends. My first season, guess what? I made a big loss. In fact, I made a big loss because I was renting cameras. I had to pay crew members. And then I had to approach Vanguard Assurance to support me, and all thanks to Dr. Gideon Amenyedo. He was there for me from day one.
And what I also like, because reading about Vanguard, I realized you did an intern at Vanguard.
Exactly.
You are an intern.
Yes, at level 300, we were asked to go for industrial attachment. So I got Vanguard Assurance. And then when I went, he asked me, okay, what are you studying? I said I was studying PR and advertising. Okay, you know what? Observe or listen to the internal communication and the services we provide to our client, and then put something together for me to see. You cannot come and sit here because I'm not an insurance person, so you'll be useless if I ask you to do insurance. So I quickly put some questionnaires together. I showed it to him. He edited it, gave it back to me. So what I do at Vanguard is when the customer walk in, after your services have been rendered to you, I give you the questionnaires. Please fill it for me. So I put together about 100 to 200 customers, and then I wrote what they are. So
basically you're collecting data on customers.
Exactly. So after everything, before I go back to school for our project work to start, I already have my project work at hand. Dr. Menyedo said, you know what, I'm impressed with what you did. So anytime you need anything, just come back.
Wow.
I would help you. So when Biz Trend officially started on GHone TV, I went to him. This is what I'm doing. This is the concept. I think with insurance, you have products for startups as well as well-accomplished CEOs. So be on board. He said, why not? I trust your judgment or whatever you come up with. So I'll support you. So he's been there for me from season 1, season 2.
So that's how they came on board.
Yes.
And the lesson here is networking.
Right.
Networking. She was just doing an intern job there, but she worked so well. She was able to network and get he was the CEO of Vanguard then?
Yes.
Wow.
He was the CEO of Vanguard.
And
recently he's gone on retirement. And, there's a gentleman I see on your show, Cecil.
Yes.
Cecil. Yes. I never met Cecil one-on-one. I went to somebody's office. So whilst I was waiting, I saw a magazine and I picked the magazine. So I saw Cecil. Something brief about him, his work and all that. I quickly went on the net and I searched for Cecil. So I called him.
That's how I got in touch with
Yes.
Cecil. Yeah.
I said to him, I want to meet you. He said, why not? Come to my office. I met Cecil. Cecil has been a great help to me since I met him today. He said, Enyonam, there's future in what you're doing. Yeah. So anytime you need help, just call on me. Whatever I can do to help you, I would help you. And
just a love, man. You're letting everything I say come to life, so I don't have to talk much. But let's fast forward because of time. So now, Business Trends, you're celebrating an anniversary.
Yes, Business Trends is 1 year old.
1 year old.
Yes, and we are celebrating anniversary for Business Trends. We are cutting a cake.
Fantastic.
We are honoring all the CEOs that have passed through. Okay. Because if they've not made time to hang out with the startups, there wouldn't be a show.
That's right.
So I want to show my gratitude to them for being there for me. For the past.
Who are some of the businessmen that come right off the top of your head?
There's Cecil Consort, that's the CEO of Cecil. There is Dr. Abiam Danson. There's Dr. Agnes Edu, Trade Fair CEO. There's Kosi Yanka of NBSSI. Okay. There is Dr. Gideon Amenyedo, J&J, Insurance Brokers, and a lot of them.
Fantastic.
Jifanya, so a lot of them.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so we are honoring them to say thank you for being there.
And when is this?
It's happening on the 17th of November at Coconut Grove Hotel. Yes, and then KSM will be passing through too. I loved you from day one. And the day I met you, remember that day, right?
No, you reminded me, but to be our secret.
Yes, of course, it has to be our secret.
And then start thinking, hey, secret. No, nothing like that.
Yeah. So,
right.
I want to thank also Dike Parry, Robert Senyodo. He's also been there, and Kensport Mark Wonder. He's also been one of the guys who supported me. Mickey, there are a lot of them. I want to say thank you to
And I see you work very, very hard because even showing up for this chat here, you know, I gave you time and you came 6 hours earlier.
Right. I have to. That's the professionalism you work with.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Are you dating?
No.
No?
Yes.
Really? The men are happy, man. Why? Because you're so busy, or?
You know, sir, I have something I want to do.
You really?
You know, I told you about my family. My dad is a farmer. My mom is a petty trader. I have siblings who look up to me.
So you're thinking of your siblings.
Yes.
How many do you have?
They are 11. My dad has 5. My mom has 6.
Okay.
So in between, you know, I'm like the David or the Solomon kind of. So I have to stay cool.
Okay.
But next year, I'm looking forward to hang out with none of your guys, you know. So, yes, I have a lot to do.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you have done very, very well.
Thank
you know.
Thank you.
Just following your story and your motivation and you keep excelling.
And let me say thank you to lawyer John Kuma, the CEO of NEIP, National Entrepreneurship Innovations Plan. You know, after meeting them and talking about my program, what I'm doing to support startups and entrepreneurs, they came on board and they bought me my complete set of equipment.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, what's the name
National Entrepreneurship Innovations Plan. And it's led by John Kuma. Yes. And the Business Development Minister, Honorable Awal. Many thanks to them, because it's not easy renting equipment every day, going about shooting. It's
so at least they're taking that rental wahala off you.
Exactly.
All right. Show us a lot, man. Well, thank you. Like I said, folks, she just came to invite me to this program, but I was listening to her and I said, wow, you have a lot that people can learn from, especially these young ones. You know, we have reached a stage where the young ones like you out there, you have now started thinking the microwave mentality. What is that? You put a thing in the microwave, give it 10 seconds, it has to be ready for you to take out. So you're not really ready to go out there and hustle and go through the mill. And that's what she has done.
Right.
She didn't do any microwave method going through what she did, you know.
From 2008
yes.
till now.
Yes. So congratulations, man.
Thank you very much.
Very good. All right. Let's stick around, folks. We will be right back.
The KSM Show.